Abdul has been on Muslim Tinder for a few weeks now. He has no luck. Either they're women that are just wasting his time, taking his attention and validation, or women that are just trying to meet up and don't even have interest in marriage. He asks his family if they know any women. Well, they do, many women in his family, but he doesn't really find them attractive. The women in school, on college, during his lectures, they don't really have correct hijab.
How
And the
dare
Muslims
you?
that he does find high value are already taken, they're already married to other men. So what does he do? I get this question a lot in my DMs. It's always some variation of where did you find your wife? How do I find the wife? How do I get married? Where do these good women hide out at today? Do they even exist today? I know you guys are at the edge of your seats wondering where to find these good Muslim women or good Muslim wives. Do they even exist? I made this video last year, but it's very important and they don't understand why so many men today fail to grasp the bigger picture. See, you don't find these women anywhere, they find you. Many times we wonder, are they on this app? Are they at this store? Are they in this halakha event? Do I find them in the masjids? No. Well, you can find women in any of these places, but you won't get your wife there. See, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already decreed who you're going to marry and how many times you're going to marry, if you're going to divorce, and when that's going to happen and take place. All of these things are out of your hands. Now, of course, as Muslims, we have to have tawakkul. Tawakkul is different than tawakkul. Tawakkul is where you just sit back and just have your trust in Allah. You don't really do anything. You just sit on your ass all day and you think that money's going to come to you, the honeys are going to come to you, and you'll be taken care of without lifting a finger. That could not be farther from the truth. I assure you, tawakkul is what Allah wants us to have, which is where we tie our camel, we do everything we can in our power, and we put our trust in Allah after that. So when it comes to tawakkul, you gotta get your body right, obviously. You gotta get your fitness on point. You gotta get your money up. You gotta focus on what matters, your mission in life. If you don't know how, hit me up at FaiyadFit.com. Let me show you how, and let me get you there in a fraction of the time that you thought was humanely possible. But simply put, finding your perfect wife is something that happens to you. It's not something that is in your control. It's not something that you have to go out of your way for. It's not something where if you don't take this opportunity here, or you don't go to this one event there, or you don't put yourself on this one app, usually these apps are haram anyway, there, then you're not going to find that wife. Then she's going to go away and she's going to marry somebody else. No. If something is meant for you, it could be between two mountains and it's going to come to you. The arrow will never miss. But if something is not meant for you, it could be between your two lips and you're never going to get it. See, finding that perfect Muslim wife is something that happens as a byproduct of you being on the straight path, on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. If you are increasing and leveling up every single day as a Muslim man for the sake of Allah, you're giving back to the community, you're inspiring other men, you're out here focusing on your self-improvement goals, you're quitting addictions, quitting haram, quitting nafs, that woman will come into your life. Perhaps you have not spiritually elevated to the man that deserves that woman, and that's why you are single today. It's not because you don't know where to look. Because I assure you, getting women is not difficult. You can get a woman tomorrow, but you're not going to find that wife. Getting that wife is something that is a result of you being on the journey, being on the straight path. So the better question is, what are the things that I'm not doing right now that I should be doing as a Muslim man today? What are the things that I am doing that are haram and I know I need to quit, but every time I do it and I think I'm going to repent after, and I'm stuck in this cycle of sin, tawbah, sin, and more tawbah. And I wonder why my du'as aren't being answered. Obviously, now make dua too. Aside from this, getting onto self improvement is just as important as making dua as well. Dua should be made anytime, obviously, but it's better to make it during tahajjud as well, especially in the last thirds of the night when you're in sujood. Cry to Allah, ask Allah for what you want, and be consistent in it. Don't give up. You might have to make dua for years before you get what you want, but it'll be worth it, I promise you. And sooner or later, you will have that woman that makes you question if you're even in the dunya to begin with, makes you feel like she's a hur al-ain, makes you feel like you're in Jannah on earth. And inshallah, just remember, the best of this dunya cannot even compare to the worst in Jannah. So keep that in mind, inshallah. Get on your self improvement, get on your deen. And inshallah, marriage is going to be secondary over concern very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.